Hare Krishna, dear devotees, wanted to seek the blessing of Radha Madhav, Radha Shyam Sundar, Krishna Balaram, Bal Gopal, Nrsimhadev Bhagavan, Jagannath, Baladeswara, Gauranitai, Tulsimani, Haridas, Thakur, Guru Parampara, Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and the assembled devotees. So today we wanted to talk about the 16th chapter of the 11th canto of the Srimad Bhagavad Puran. Talks about the Lord's opulence. In this chapter, the personality of God, Lord Sri Krishna, describes his manifest opulences in terms of his specific potencies of knowledge, strength, influence, and so on. A little bit like the 10th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. She would have offered glorification to Lord Sri Krishna, the Supreme Lord, and the ultimate shelter of all holy places, saying, the Supreme Lord has no beginning, no end. He is the cause of the birth, maintenance, destruction of all living entities. Although it is difficult for the impious to understand that he is situated in all superior and inferior creations, those Brahmanas who are actually knowers of the Vedas conclude worship of the Vedic conclusion, worship him in truth. He is the soul of all beings. By secretly taking up residence within all living bodies, he sees everything. Why is it secret? Because we don't know he's there. We don't appreciate he's there. We can't feel him being there. So it's a secret. The conditioned souls, on the other hand, are bewildered by his external energy and thus unable to see him. Uddhav asks, "Oh, supreme potent Lord, please explain to me your innumerable potencies which you manifest on the earth, in heaven, in hell, and indeed in all directions. I offer my humble obeisances at your lotus feet, which are the shelter of whole places." Krishna said that on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, Arjun thought killing his relatives would be an abominable irreligious activity motivated only by his desire to acquire a kingdom. He therefore desisted from the battle, being afflicted with mundane consciousness. Krishna enlightened Arjun with logical arguments, and Arjun asked Krishna conscious questions, in the same way that Uddhav was now inquiring. So this is very interesting. Right? Uddhav asked the same sort of question that Arjun was asking about Krishna's glories and opulences. Krishna then describes his opulences to Uddhav. I am the super soul of all living entities. So again, he's talking about him being super soul. Previously, he talked about how he secretly is within every living entity. And that secret is the super soul, because it's a secret because we can't perceive him. So, and he sees everything because he's in everybody. Therefore, I am naturally their well-wisher and supreme controller. This is such a wonderful statement by the Lord. I am the super soul of everyone, and I'm their well-wisher, naturally. As the creator, maintainer, and annihilator of all souls, I am not different from them. I am the ultimate goal of all those seeking progress, and I am time among those who exert control. I am the equilibrium of the modes of material nature. I am natural virtue amongst the pious. Amongst things possessing qualities, I am the primary manifestation of nature. Nature is so beautiful, and the mechanics of nature are so precise. Amongst great things, I am the total material creation, and amongst subtle things, I am the spirit soul. Subtle because, again, we can't perceive who we really are. This is the amazing thing about Maya, this material world, of things that are difficult to conquer. I am the mind. So mind is so hard to conquer. There's only one way that we can really conquer, Krishna gave Arjun two ways, practice and detachment. But actually for us, there's only one way. Taking shelter of the Lord. My Lord, my mind is so crazy. And this is sincerely spoken because our minds are crazy in this age of Kali Yuga. And that sincerity of prayer will help us get the mercy from the Supreme Lord. My dear Lord, please help me. You know my condition. Please help me control my mind. I can't do it without your mercy, your guidance, your help, your assistance, everything. I depend on you. Among the Vedas, I am their original lead teacher, Lord Brahma. Of all mantras, I am the three-lettered Omkar. Interesting. Of all mantras, I am the three-lettered Omkar. AUM. Interesting how Krishna is glorifying the Om syllable. So very good. Very, very good. Among letters, I am the first letter A. Amongst sacred meters, I am the Gayatri mantra. There's a meter that is the Gayatri mantra is chanted if we are to do it properly. So he's a sacred meter behind the Gayatri mantra. Amongst the demigods, I am Indra. Amongst Vasus, I am Agni, the god of fire. I am Vishnu amongst the sons of Aditi. Amongst the Rudras, I am Shiva, Lord Shiva. Amongst saintly Brahmins, I am Bhrigu Muni. I am Manu amongst saintly kings. I am Narad Muni amongst saintly demigods. I am Kamadhenu amongst the cows. I am Lord Kapil amongst perfected beings and Garud amongst birds. I am Daksha amongst the progenitors of mankind. And I am Aryama amongst the forefathers. Amongst the demoniac sons of Diti, know me to be Prahlad Maharaj. Amongst the stars and herbs, I am the Lord Chandra, the moon. And amongst yakshas and rakshasas, I am the Lord of wealth, Kuver. I am Airavat, amongst lordly elephants. And Airavat is the carrier of Indra. Amongst aquatics, I am Varun, the Lord of the seas. Among all things that heat and illuminate, I am the sun. And amongst human beings, I am the king. Amongst horses, I am Uchaishvara. And I am gold amongst metals. I am Yamraj amongst those who suppress and punish. Amongst serpents, I am Vasuki. So this is an idea of where the Lord can be specifically perceived. He's everywhere, of course, but these are specific areas he's identifying himself. Amongst the best of Sikhs, I am Anantadev. Amongst those animals with sharp horns or teeth, I am the lion. Amongst the social orders, I am the fourth, or the renounced order of life, sannyas. Amongst the occupational divisions, I am the first, Brahmins. Among sacred and flowing things, I am the holy Ganga. Amongst steady bodies of water, I am the ocean. Amongst weapons, I am the bow. Of the wielders of weapons, I am Lord Shiva. Amongst residences, I am Mount Sumeru. And of impervious places, I am the Himalayas. Amongst trees, I am the holy fig tree. Amongst plants, I am those that bear grains. Amongst priests, I am Vashisht Muni. Amongst those situated in Vedic culture, I am Brahaspati. He is the guru of the devatas, the demigods. I am Kartikeya amongst great military leaders. Amongst those advanced in superior ways of life, I am Lord Brahma. Among sacrifices. I am the study of the Vedas. I am non-violence amongst vows. Amongst all things that purify, I am the wind, fire, the sun, water, and speech. Amongst the 8 progressive states of yoga, I am the final stage, samadhi. Amongst those who desiring victory, I am prudent political counsel. Amongst processes of expert discrimination, I am the science of the soul. Interesting, science of the soul. It's not something that's we're just doing, assuming without some foundation. Otherwise, it will be just wishy-washy. Sentimentalism. We're not into sentimentalism because we want to understand. We will question until we understand. And once we understand, we accept. The conclusion. Among all speculative philosophers, I am the diversity of perception. Diversity of perception. One thing can happen and it can be perceived in so many different ways. Amongst ladies, I am Satarupa. Amongst male personalities, I am her husband, Swambhu Munu. I am Narayan amongst the sages and Sanat Kumar amongst brahmacharis. Among religious principles, I am renunciation. Of all types of security, I am the consciousness of the eternal soul within. Wow. Of all types of security, I am the consciousness of the eternal soul. Soul is never destroyed. It's eternal. And that eternity comes from the Lord through his protection, through his security. Of secrets, I am pleasant speech and silence. Amongst sexual pairs, I am Brahma due to Swambhu Manu and Satarupa. Amongst the vigilant cycles of time, I am the year. Amongst seasons, I am spring. Amongst months, I am Margasirsa. That's November, December. Amongst lunar houses, I am the auspicious Abhijit. Amongst ages, I am Satyayug, the age of truth. Amongst steady sages, I am Devala and Ashita. Amongst those who have divided the Vedas, I am Krishna, Daipanaya, Vedvyas. And amongst learned scholars, I am Sukracharya, knower of spiritual science. Interesting because Sukracharya is the spiritual master of the demons. So Krishna does not reject him. He's got a role to play. In fact, Krishna is saying, I am Sukracharya, who knows the science. He's not he's a very learned personality. Amongst those entitled to the name Bhagavan, I am Vasudeva. Indeed, you, Uddhav, represent me amongst the devotees. I am Hanuman among the Kim Purushas. Among the Vidyadharas, I am Sudarshan. Amongst jewels, I am the ruby. I'm surprised he didn't say the diamond. Ruby. Amongst beautiful things, I am the lotus cup. Amongst all types of grass, I am the sacred kusha. Of oblations, I am ghee and other ingredients obtained from the cow. Amongst the enterprising, I am fortune. And amongst cheaters, I am gambling. Very interesting chapter. Krishna is expanding a lot more where he's found here than he did in the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. I am forgiveness of the tolerant, the good qualities of those in the mode of goodness. Of the powerful, I am bodily and mental strength, and I am the devotional activities of my devotees. So we're thinking we are doing bhakti. Actually, Krishna is saying, I am the devotional activities of my devotees. We're only doing it by the causeless mercy of the Lord. And Srimati Radharani is Bhakti Devi. Without her, there's no question of trying to do any bhakti yoga. We have to give the full credit to the Lord. I am original and primary Vasudev. Among the Gandharvas, I am Vishwavasu. I am Purvachiti amongst the heavenly Apsaras. I am the steadiness of mountains and the fragrant aroma of the earth. So earth is a very beautiful, beautiful smell, especially early morning, especially if we're not in the city, if we're in the countryside. Very beautiful smell. I'm the sweet taste of water. How can water have a sweet taste? It just tastes like water. He also says, Rasoham apsu kaunteya. I am the tasting water in the Bhagavad Gita. So when we drink water, we can remember the Lord. Every time we drink, we can say that verse. Rasoham apsu kaunteya. I am the tasting water, Arjun. Amongst brilliant things, I am the sun. I am the effulgence of the sun, moon, and stars. I am the transcendental sound that vibrates in the sky. Amongst those dedicated to Brahminical culture, I am Bali Maharaj. I am Arjun amongst heroes. Indeed, I am the creation, maintenance, and annihilation of all living entities. I am the function of the 5 working senses: legs, sound, anus, hands, sex organs, and of the 5 knowledge-acquiring senses: touch, sight, taste, hearing, smell. I am also the potency, so each of the senses experiences its particular sense object. Can you imagine if we were trying to smell and we couldn't smell? If we were trying to taste and we couldn't taste? Can you imagine? Many people have that issue. So, yeah, that we have to be very careful. That we acknowledge that the Lord is so kind. He gives us the experiences through our senses. I am form, taste, aroma, touch, and sound. False ego, the Mahat Tattva. I am the earth, water, fire, air, ether. The living entity, material, nature. I am the modes of goodness, passion, ignorance, and the transcendental Lord. The steady conviction that results from this knowledge represent me. I am the basis of the living entity and of the modes of nature and of the Mahat Tattva. Thus I am everything and nothing whatsoever on earth, whatsoever can exist without me. Phew. Extraordinary. This is our Lord. Krishna explains, he might count all the atoms of the universe, but cannot count all of these manifested opulences. After describing all these opulences, Krishna comments that all power, beauty, fame, opulence, humility, charity, charm, good fortune, valor, tolerance, and wisdom, wherever they are manifest, are simply expansions from him. Krishna advises Yudha to control his speaking, subdue the mind, conquer the life air, regulate the senses, and through purified intelligence, bring the rational faculties under control. In this way, he will never again fall into the path of material existence. A transcendentalist who does not completely control his words and mind by superior intelligence will find that his spiritual vows, austerities, and charity flow away, just as water flows out of an unbaked clay pot. So very important to try to control. Of course, as I said before, it's so hard in Kali Yuga. But that's our advantage. It's so hard, so we can pray to the Lord, my dear Lord. You know how our situation. Therefore, the pure devotees of the Supreme Lord utilize their intelligence to properly regulate the activities of their speech, mind, vital force, and this perfect their existence, Krishna consciousness. Wow, chapter. This is it's a lot to absorb, but very, very interesting chapter. Are there any questions or comments from this chapter? Okay, let's make a stop there. Srimad Bhagavad ki jai. Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagwan ki jai.